Here we go. Good morning, can of fam. I'm Chef Rodney 117 from Deliciously Dope here with the beautiful Eric Eden from Other Confusion.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody
today? Today, y'all, our guest really doesn't need an introduction, but we're going to give her one anyways. She's a proud female business owner from the CBD Candy Boutique, CannabisGrowingSupply.org, and a bunch of other stuff. Man, you see her all over. She's all over the TV, I'm telling you. Now, originally from the South, she's now based out of Boston after traveling and living abroad. Okay. Pulling inspirations and lessons from her adventures and experiences, Miss Angeline vowed to return the respect in the best way that she thought they could do so. So she created Hannah Christ Prayer Group. Now, this is a cannabis-friendly, non-denominational Christian prayer group. But that alone couldn't contain her energy. So channeling her positivity and grace, she finds time to funnel her vitality into modeling, acting, traveling, and dude, above all, advocacy work regarding anti-human trafficking. As if that weren't impressive enough, y'all. That's not it. That's not it, Eric. Okay. Right, she decided to top it all off by becoming an advocate for marijuana legalization with social and economic equity protections and clemency for all nonviolent cannabis charge-related inmates. So without any other further ado, I give you guys the empirically noble, the Duchess, Miss JessicaAngeline. Yeah, how you doing this morning?
Hi, good morning, y'all. Y'all are so nice.
I mean, I don't know.
Thank you for that introduction.
I'm an asshole. No, thank you very much for coming on the show. It is an honest pleasure to have you on, really.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing this morning? Are you good?
I'm so wonderful.
Good. How's Boston right now? Chilly?
Yeah, I was going to say cold. Very cold.
This morning, cup of coffee. I always let the dogs out, and I kind of call me old school. I learned this from my grandpa. That man would drink coffee blacker than his soul, I tell you. Okay. I judge how the weather's going to be for the day when I open the door and I look at my coffee mug and see how much steam's coming off it. That's how I feel.
All right. That's smart.
I just usually get it confused with what I'm smoking. So it's like, Grandpa would be proud either way.
In there.
But do me a favor. Tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about what you do and what you advocate for. Now, I know you advocate a lot of your local, New England growers and things like that, and that's amazing. Now, this I got to point out before you answer my question. I'm sorry. You are the survivor of what 5 traumatic brain injuries?
Yes.
It's
a blessing. It's a blessing that.
How is that? That's wow.
That I don't have any lasting brain damage. And any cognitive difficulty that I've had, I'm going to say I'm not allowed to make medical claims. I'm not a doctor, but for me, in my experience and what got me started using CBD. And then once I moved up here, I was able to, legally engage in cannabis use for the brain and the brain cognitive and nerve damage issues I was having. You speaking to me normally, you really can't tell. You really can't tell. And I've used CBD to help conquer, all of my anxiety issues I had in the past, PTSD issues I had in the past. You really, speaking to me, you really can't tell.
Right.
Everything that I've been through, thank God, but 100% CBD and later cannabis itself has helped me.
Absolutely. Now, do us a little favor, like I was saying earlier. You know, that's the most important thing to remember, y'all. Go ahead and tell us like what you're involved in, like what you're doing, because that's a lot of stuff, y'all.
I like having my hand in everything, you know. But anyway, so I'm an online only CBD retailer based out of Massachusetts, and primarily I try to support small farms and New England local CBD producers.
Beautiful.
I mean, and if I do have any like bigger company, or I should say West Coast, like out of Colorado, if I have any Colorado, like bigger company producers, as soon as I find a New England local person making the same thing, I want to replace it immediately.
I feel that. Yeah, go local.
I love supporting local farmers, local craft. If I'm going to buy something, you know, I'll pay a couple extra bucks to buy from someone I know or someone that's local around me, as opposed to
because when you go local, you know, you have better contact with the creator of the products. If you have any problems, they're going to care about you more than, you know, just a big business. But also,
for sure. And that's the thing, like that's, you know, a lot of people like local for a chef is like from like farm to table. Like I want to be able to go out onto the farm and pick those tomatoes and then kind of walk y'all through like how I'm breaking this down X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Like it's
kind of like the USDA label with like foods and stuff like that, as far as like, you know, some big business places that go through, you know, the minimum steps to get a USDA certification on their farms and on their labels and stuff like that. But these local farmers, like they might not, you know, if they're doing especially no-till, anything near organic, no pesticides, chemical free, and all that stuff, then like most likely their farm is probably doing better, has better quality products, cleaner products than those big business ones that are even certified.
100%.
Because when you're local, that's their bread and butter. They're going to do everything, you know, usually. I find they'll do everything by the book, you know, because they have to.
Yeah, exactly. Because they got to compete with the big guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most of them are also like learning from like handed down practices, you know, especially when we talk about agriculture, stuff that's been third, fourth, fifth, or more generation on these farms. And so they've been just doing things, you know, old ways. And even if they're converting some conventional farm over or something like that, like there's going to be more like passion in those farmers as opposed to like leasing land and having like big business owning who knows how many acres of organic land that they're paying farmers and other things to, as opposed to some passion and doing it for money.
Speaking of growing in agriculture and farming, so that leads into my other business. I also own cannabisgrowingsupply.org, and I'm still building, still constantly adding more vendors and products to that. But with that company as well, I also want to highlight local New England products.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
What are like the main things you guys sell at the grower supply? Is it like everything? Is there certain things that you focus on, or what's your
have, in my opinion, the best LED lights. They're a little pricier, but you're paying for the quality. These are guaranteed for 5 years, and they're said to last even longer than that. But the supplier will guarantee it for 5 years. And LED is better, in my opinion. It doesn't run as hot, less fire risk. But I also love the complete grow tent kits that I offer as well. Light included, so you'll just need your soil and seed for those. A lot of different sizes.
Sounds like something I need.
And I can't wait for the spring to come because I'm going to start growing. And with my little seeds, I will use some of the best local New England products on that site, like fertilizer wise, bloom boosters and stuff. So you'll be able to see the what's the word? Not the effect, but the result. The result, yeah, the progress and result using those.
That's fantastic. Make sure you keep us. I mean, you and I talk a lot. You know, we're very involved in what we do. We're pioneers, absolutely. You more so than me. Let's not get into it. And again, thank you for even like kind of sitting down and just talking with us. I know you're a busy person, and honestly, like I would really appreciate it if like you just, kind of like, hey, check it out. This is week 1. I'm not saying you have to, but I would definitely like to.
It's a really good idea, especially when you're talking
I like seeing that, it like makes me proud.
I'm a nerd. I'm a closet nerd. So I love Star Wars. I love anime. And the Pokemon. But so nobody copy this idea. So in the spring, I'm going to get I want a large Bulbasaur planter, and I'm going to plant a cannabis plant out of it.
Yeah.
All right now, virtual high five.
So
virtual
awesome,
high five.
Right?
Yeah. That's fantastic. I love that.
I literally just the other day finished watching all the Star Wars, from start to finish.
Do you watch Mandalorian?
I'm loving Mandalorian.
You need to watch Mandalorian.
What's next, man?
Mandalorian is so good. But can I going back?
Go ahead.
Sorry, y'all. Going back to cannabis growing, I'd like to make a statement.
Absolutely.
I'd like to state very firmly for all of the growers out there, I don't care what anyone else says on the matter. I don't care what article you have read online. I would like to tell you, flushing is not a myth. You want your ash to burn as white as possible. When you're smoking, and that means it's clean. And even if you are growing all organic, still flush your plants for the love of all things good and holy. I'm saying that as politely as possible.
The only time you really don't need to flush them is if you're using an actual living soil where you're not even replacing your soil in between runs, and it's that means you're not adding any liquid fertilizers to it either.
So there's nothing to flush out.
Yes, there's nothing. The liquid fertilizers, a lot of them contain ammonia nitrates and stuff like that. So to get the nitrogen out of that, you're getting ammonia in that as well, which causes that burn of the nostrils, which causes all types of different things, and you're right, especially if you're using some liquid fertilizer program. Flushing is, I think, important.
Absolutely. But at the same time,
really got it dialed in to where autumn's at the perfect time, and you're bringing your nutrients down right. That's pretty much it's the same thing, just a slower flush.
I look at it this way. I see both sides of the story, and I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm not. I haven't been for a while a cannabis grower. I don't consider myself a cannabis grower. That's just not, but I am going to start learning. I got seeds going right now. You know what I mean? I'm learning. And so back in the day in high school, you'd grow a little bit of weed here. You know what I'm saying? It was dirt. It was brick weed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. I grew it in my closet, did all that. I hit it with normal lights, we didn't know back then. That's right when Dro hit the scene and stuff. And so and that's what it is. And so as soon as Dro hit the scene, it kind of kicked me out of the game because it's I don't have the ability because my parents would not appreciate this, which is really funny because both of them smoked weed.
What?
So it's my entire life, I grew up smoking weed with them telling me don't smoke weed while they smoke weed.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But I do have a question, and I want to hear as much as I can about this because it's something that, I may not necessarily believe in this religion, but I can tell you that I come from Tennessee, and 95% of my family down there does believe in this religion, and they absolutely want me to ask you about the Christ Christian group that you have, that you founded, correct?
I was interested in that.
Yes, I created that, and I'm so happy because I created it in April, I believe. It was during the lockdown, and now already we've got just under 700 members.
Oh man!
And it's amen. And it's online, and I want to stay online, so everyone, has access to this.
Right.
But I created Can of Christ prayer group to act as a bridge between specifically the cannabis community and mainstream Christians, who are, for the most part, in my opinion, like everyone else, like most people, are uneducated about the plant.
Right.
And, what else did I want to say about it?
I was wondering, what is it like? Is like the prayer group, you guys just smoking some weed and going through some verses or the book, or like kind of walking through what one prayer group session would be like?
Yeah, run us through like a prayer group session. Give us an idea.
So right now it's a page in a private group on Facebook, and I also started the Instagram. You know, I just started it, so I'm constantly growing and working on it. But it's all about education. I was going to say, you know, I want the members to educate each other on how weed is not the devil's lettuce. You know, it's a legitimate natural medicine that supports our own body's endocannabinoid system.
So right there, it's funny she should mention that, the devil's lettuce. Okay, listen, and you're not going to like this next part that I have to say, but I want to clear it up real quick. I am not a Christian. Okay, I'm not a Catholic. My family was, very, very like Christian growing up and things like that. And that's fine. I did go to church. I wasn't ever baptized, but that doesn't stop me from, hey, I'm not going to ever disrespect that. Clearly I'm trying to help you promote it. I agree with it. Okay. I'm never going to knock that. I respect that. I'm not agnostic. You know what I'm saying? I do have a religion. Mine's more Norse than anything. That's just what I choose. You know what I'm saying? It works. Okay. Christianity and Nordic beliefs can walk hand in hand. And I hope they do. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. I'm going to help you guys defend what you believe, and that's all. That's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of good Christians teach me some good lessons. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. That being said, I've had a lot of bad Christians teach me some good lessons. You feel me?
Like, I understand that.
And that's the thing, but that's of any race, religion. It doesn't matter. There's bad apples. You can't let that spoil the bunch. But that's what I'm trying to say.
It's everyone's interpretation of everything. I'm a very spiritual guy myself, and I've learned very awesome lessons from a lot of different religions and stuff. And I believe in the good words from every religion out there. All the last like 12 prophets or 9 prophets or so forth. And it's a lot of lessons out there, and it's up to interpretation. And I think looking 100%. At it with like an open heart and an open mind.
Yes.
Treating your neighbor as you would yourself, meaning your neighbor religions as well, not just your neighbors of the same religion. And like that, I like the cannabis idea because it kind of does open up the mind. It relaxes a lot, and being able to, listen to some of these old teachings and things and like get a little bit different perspective on it than you might, without the cannabis even. I think that's a great idea.
That actually leads us into our first segment called This Week I Learned. This Week I Learned is basically a segment where, you learn something and then you kind of just, hey, pay it forward. Like, you learn something new, okay, let's back up. My grandfather used to tell me, Grandpa, Pop, as we called him, Pop used to say, any day that goes by that you didn't learn anything new is a waste of a day. That's what he told me. He always told me to travel, always told me to learn. So that being said, I created this little segment. This week I learned that, there are people out there of different religions. I mean, I knew this. You can exist together. It is absolutely 100% possible. Don't let somebody tarnish, other people. Come on, man. There's lovely people out there. I think that, our guest here is an absolute, prime example of that and what she's doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Love one another and support one another.
Yes, God calls us to love everybody.
Exactly.
I think that was JC's like best point, just love everybody. And that's why quote I really like is, love is my religion and my heart is my temple. So
I love that.
It's open to everything.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to, also state that we are non-denominational. So it's okay if you're not Catholic, it's for Catholics as well as for everyone.
Right. So what you're saying is, even though I have Nordic beliefs, and as long as I'm not like slandering y'all or anything like that, I'm more than welcome to come partake.
God is for everybody. Cannabis is for everybody. Everyone is welcome. We are Bible based, though. Yes,
that's fine. And I look at it this way. So the Bible, hundreds of pages. It's not a small thing, y'all. You can buy smaller versions, and there's different versions, right? Like King James version and things like that. I look at it like this. All right. Did Jesus Christ exist? Yeah, probably. Okay. Did those events really take place? I don't know if Jonah was inside a whale for 7 days, though. But, there are some questions. But I will say this. Those stories come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want you guys to follow with me. Take the Bible, move it back to where it was created, the dates that it was created. Fast forward in time and look at Sherlock Holmes. There's a lot of people that will look at the Sherlock Holmes books and kind of create their own Bible, if you will, or create their own way of life. They'll observe, deduce, and calculate. So these literatures, whether they're stories or not, or whether they're, whatever they are, they exist for a reason. They've been passed down through generations and generations for a reason. Have they been translated 55,000 different times? Yeah, most likely. But with and I'm not calling the Bible a liar. I'm not doing that. But you have to understand, what logic dictates is with every lie, there's a little bit of truth. So when you tell a story, there's always going to be a little bit of truth to it. Not saying stories are lies. Don't get that twisted. I'm just saying that in storytelling, there's always a little bit of truth. When a person's telling you something, they're going to tell you the truth, but you just have to figure out what the truth is. So I ask people to look, and there's a comment right there from Cannabis. What if the Bible is actually from our future? What if?
2000 years ago, you got people that were not understanding level. I can't say understand, but maybe not have the words or a way to tell exactly some situation that they might have explained as, like you said, being in the belly of a whale, but maybe it was something else that they were actually speaking about. There's some other deeper meaning to that. And I'm wondering, how do I become a part of that group, Jessica? Yeah. Is it, where do we find you at?
Just look up Canna Christ Prayer Group on Facebook and we'll pop up. But I wanted to finish my explanation.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. We smoke weed. Sorry.
It's okay. Hey, so do I. But so I was saying, just when I was thinking about this group and created it, I know so many Christian people who would, I would never smoke weed and all that stuff. Yeah, they're literally taking handfuls of pills that I would bet my bottom dollar cannabis would replace naturally. Majority of those pills, in some cases, if not all, And
yeah, and that's
if you don't want those effects.
So if in the way that I'm looking at it, and I look at things, full spectrum, I look at them, I observe, deduce, and calculate. If I had to sum this up for, people that are just now tuning in, religion, Christianity, Canna Christ Prayer Group in this case, and cannabis are both about healing.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I want to introduce Christ to anyone out there who would normally, not wake and bake on a Sunday morning and go to church for fear of being judged by those judgy traditional Christians, or they would go and I'm not sure. I know for a fact, majority of, of churches out there, because of their, misinformation about it, they would encourage people to stop consuming cannabis and they would call it, a bad drug, which is false. And so I just want to, teach people how to pray to God if they don't know how. I want to ensure people that God does in fact exist and that he cares for them. And I just want to be the hands and feet of God. And that's what I'm doing. So the main idea is fellowship, unity, and positive information exchange.
I think that's awesome.
I don't think you could put that any more eloquently.
Thank you so much.
Great area
I really don't.
That needs education that you just mentioned, the priests and the whole churchhood in general. I know they're becoming
that's really
more pot open, not as far as going in there and smoking pot or recommending pot or anything like that, but more accepting of a lot of things as time goes on.
But just recognizing it as a legitimate natural medicine.
Right.
Yes. Yep. And that's where like those groups could use a lot of education, and you might be someone that like inspires people in all types of congregations across the world to have that talk. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I gotta interrupt with this comment, y'all. So Cassandra Cole said, and I think you can see this, Jess. You just
Don't make me cry on live.
Okay, I'm sorry. We didn't mean, you know. We didn't. Yeah. Holy Spirit, is your guide to discern truth. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your comment, Cassandra.
It's amazing, man.
That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
It is. Can I say this? I have a Christian friend who told me this. God created weed and the devil created tobacco. I looked at that and I was I mean,
strong disbeliefs against that. Maybe the devil created the processing of tobacco.
That makes sense.
And again, the nowadays processing of tobacco, but tobacco is one of the 4 spiritual herbs, one of the 4 Native American like spiritual herbs of the Lakota and like Great Lakes Native American Indians. So like it's a very powerful spirit medicine. So like when used as like a spiritual intention, if you're smoking tobacco or using tobacco, laying it on the ground as a prayer, that's like what the Native Americans would use to pray. They thought the smoke brought their thoughts to the Creator and
the peace
as
pipes.
A more direct way and
wasn't
things
just
like
weed.
that. The chanupas, the 2 different pipes together, that was in their like Anipi ceremonies, their sweat lodge ceremonies and things, to where that was like a even more like sacred prayer. And usually in Shasha, it's like a actual lung medicine. It's a willow root or willow bark, I forget. And it's that's what they smoke in there. It's actually like opens up your lungs and is like an actual like lung medicine.
Well, speaking of
I can believe that. I can believe that because it's the cigarette companies that add. What do they add? Ammonia, rat poison. I hear
a bunch of different stuff. Yeah,
lots of things that cause the cancer. So I can believe that.
And process it quicker.
It's all about that money.
Some of the
that's right. Unfortunately,
harsh. Sometimes they add nicotines. It's really weird processing of tobacco.
Same as coffee, actually. It's funny. We could talk more about that, but that actually leads me, as far as medicine, y'all. You were talking about healing. That actually leads us to our next segment that we call the cutting board. The cutting board, y'all. So the cutting board is basically where we take a cannabinoid. Miss Jessica, I know you know about cannabinoids, and we put it on the cutting board and break it down. Sometimes beat the piss out of it, but it is what it is. We basically want to help educate people out there about cannabis itself. So if you had a favorite cannabinoid, Miss Jessica, or should I call you the Duchess? We'll figure that out. No, we'll talk more about that in a minute. That's really interesting. Like that made me go, God, she's amazing. That's awesome. I love it. Cannabinoids. My favorite cannabinoid right now would probably have to be, and I'm going to go into it. Back to that CBG. It's just the mother of all cannabinoids. Like that's really like the one, if you don't smoke, cannabis for THC and stuff like that, definitely jump on the CBG train. Google more about it. That's a good encompassing of everything. That's a good, I would say segue.
Yeah, I really like CBG because, like you said, kind of like the mother of all cannabinoids.
That's CBG.
It's what turns into most of the other cannabinoids in the plant, as far as like the process of like the building blocks as a.
That's CBG flower, y'all.
Nice. I'd like to smoke that.
You can order it online and just have it to smoke. Same with like CBD flower.
Nice.
Yeah, it smells really good. Those are really good.
Jack
flowers.
Frost is what this is called. Yeah.
Jack Frost.
And, so you can find all types of different ones with different terpene profiles and stuff like that too, to kind of coincide what you're looking to help inside your body, or inside your mind.
Very cool.
And
so my question
is this a powerful cannabinoid?
It absolutely is. Absolutely. So my question to you, Miss Jessica, aka the Duchess. I like that. You should do that. Jessica, aka the Duchess Angeline. I like that. You can have that. Not that it's that you shouldn't. That's amazing. I love that. Anyways, so Miss Duchess, what is your favorite cannabinoid and why?
So mine would have to be CBD because that was my first experience when I was down in Georgia. This was years ago. Y'all, I had such bad anxiety, panic attacks all of the time that I honestly couldn't control. And
oh no.
And I was just having a really bad anxiety attack for no reason. You know the type. Mentally you're okay, but it's your body that's just overreacting for whatever reason.
It's overstimulation. Yeah. Yes.
My heart was racing. My thoughts were just racing. Couldn't breathe. The elephant sitting on your chest.
Yep.
Like I said, thought wise, literally for no reason. And so this is also a testimony, honestly, because I was in Georgia, nothing. Well, CBD is legal.
Right.
Of course now there, but I didn't know about CBD then. And God is the one who told me, he said CBD. That's all he said. And I said, what is that? So I Google it and I start searching and I find it. It was being sold, the oil form is being sold at a natural health food store right down the street from me. And so I tried it. And after suffering for 3 days with no relief from anything, that CBD oil knocked out my anxiety attack within less than 5 minutes.
Beautiful.
Yes. And it was like, I felt a little tingly sensation here and I felt it move all throughout my body. And that was the beginning. That started my personal journey and education on it.
That's beautiful. That's something. It's been my favorite cannabinoid recently too. I've been doing a lot of extracts and experimentations with my products as CBD, as topicals, and
you sold me
tinctures
real quick.
And I found the same thing. I don't have some, debilitating anxiety, but I do have this.
I don't either anymore.
Yes, heard that. But that's the one thing I noticed the most: relaxation of my muscles, and also the anxiety effect with the CBD.
So good. I sleep.
And something I do notice with a lot of people that, because I do like health coaching and stuff like that too. So something I've noticed with people, physical traumas, mental traumas, and things like that, is nerve damage and nerve things, which also is associated with like anxiety and stuff like that. So that's why I'm like really trying to educate people on the CBD and CBG, these like calming nerve cannabinoids.
Right. And physical nerve damage too. It helped me with all of my car accidents and head injuries I've acquired somehow.
So it's interesting that you say that, because if anybody here knows about the neurological side of, or the neurological system in our body, axons, dendrites, synapse, acetylcholine, all of that. If you understand a basic, if you understand that, you understand the endocannabinoid system. It's basically the exact same thing. It's just a more, it's the human body is so complex.
Yeah.
We're discovering layers upon layers.
You have CB receptors on your nervous system, and you also have CB receptors on your immune system.
Exactly. So if those receptors are there, y'all, you know what I'm saying? How could we ignore that? You know what I'm saying? How can we? You can't. Your body has an endocannabinoid system. It don't have a Zoloft system. It don't have an ibuprofen system. It don't have a Jack Daniels system. I'm sorry, you can't get more, natural than that. I'm just that's my 2 cents about it.
I like it.
I keep it simple. I if you want to go, from, it's from seed to, from farm to table. You can't get more farm to table than cannabis. And then they're like, well, it's not sustainable. Actually, it is. You plant hemp in a field that's been destroyed by chemicals and all kinds of stuff. And guess what? It heals the ground it's growing in. You don't have to, you can use that to make everything from houses to clothes to everything, y'all. And then like it's fire resistant, it's mold resistant. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention like you don't have to cut down any more of the Amazon.
Exactly.
I just watched David Attenborough do his like witness show. You know what I'm saying? And I watched that, man. All the statistics, like, yo, we only have like 40% of forests and wilderness left on this planet.
I would love to see hemp paper come back. I'd love to see hemp toilet paper be a mainstream thing.
Yes.
You know, I'll buy it. But let's answer Robert Hocko's question.
Absolutely. Thoughts on CBD use for children?
So
No, you're absolutely right. I think I'm all for it.
I have a very wonderful article I have written on the CBDCandyBoutique.com called CBD in Your Bundle of Joy, Your Babies. So go on the site and learn how CBD can benefit your children at any age.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I think that's fantastic.
There's also a podcast seminar thing coming up on like a CBD in childbirth.
Nice. Ooh, show me that. Is it virtual?
On Facebook. I'll have to like send it to you on a link over
Facebook.
send it.
I will go.
I seriously think that's what it is, like cannabis and child. I forget the exact name, but it's something like that. Just search it, you probably find it too, but I can share it with you.
Nice. Yeah. Show me.
That's another thing too. Like we all talk.
So
like, outside
yeah,
of this.
and so that's why like things like this are really important, because I'm all for it too. You know, especially if we're talking about some good, well-made, trusted products. You know, especially the certifications and things like that, and you know, a better understanding of different terpenes mixed with the CBDs, other cannabinoids, CBG, things like that, the non-psychoactive ones. Like I'm all for that with the children's use. And I'm not like, if there's something that a kid, you know, especially like some epilepsy, some things like that, to where they might need it every single day. Yeah, that's fine. But like, I don't really think we should use any medicine every day if we don't need it.
I vibe that. Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with that.
There, yeah, if they absolutely need it, then heck yeah, man. If they need any
personally, I wouldn't give my child THC unless they had
that's a whole different story.
Disorder or something like that. But CBD all day long.
Yeah,
not like for babies. I wouldn't give the oil. You know, too little. But topicals, if they have diaper rash, do the CBD lotion on that bum and heal the skin.
Absolutely.
And if you go watch like even like there's mainstream documentaries like Weed the People. In one of them, there's like a baby that they I forget. I think it was brain cancer that the baby had.
Oh no!
Poor thing.
They just put on its baby banker, you know, and they were working with the doctors. You know, the doctors didn't exactly, you know, recommend it to them, but they told the doctors this is what they were going to be doing, and still worked with them. And you know, in the end, in the documentary, you'll have to watch, you know, what happens, but they're using it safely at certain doses and a safer product for the kids while they're using it and stuff. So it's a good example of how this is starting to be able to be researched. You know, people are able to be at least a little bit more open about that nowadays without, you know,
we have a ton of comments rolling in. I love
without being taken away, you know.
We have a ton of comments rolling in. I love this. Everybody's all over this.
Because not too long ago, if you did something like that, like literally your kids were taken away from you.
Yes.
Or you were going to jail.
If they heard you saying this, they would be like CPS at your door in an hour.
Right.
It's like, dude, come on. You know, let's get rid of that stigma.
Yes, exactly.
Because real talk, back in like the early 1800s and like early 1900s, doctors would make house calls. And that little leather bag that you see in the remakes with a stethoscope and all that shit, they would have a vial, dog, like just a vial. And in that vial, you know what it would say? It was a painkiller made from, you guessed it, it was a tincture made from cannabis.
Tincture before the 1900s was really the doctor's handbag.
I'm so proud of the advocates I know and all of the groups across the nation that are working all together to be a voice, to educate everyone, and to work with our governments to right everything, you know, to reverse prohibition.
Oh yeah,
I totally agree.
Oh yeah, they're killing it. They're killing it. You know what I'm saying?
But advocacy is for everyone. Oh yeah, as well.
Absolutely.
And the more people they hear from, you know, what is that expression? This squeaky one.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yes, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah, and in that same note, I think like if you think you're too small to make a change, like try to sleep with a mosquito in the room. and it's like,
I like that. Yeah.
If a bunch of people come together, these small little efforts, even just conversations with family and friends that might be intimidating at first to bring it up, those little conversations.
Start small and it'll grow. And I'm so excited for what Can of Christ prayer group is doing right now for the clemency advocacy stuff we're starting. Also, check out Cannabis Doula. I want to say, I'm probably saying that wrong. Ooh, check out Cannabis Doula. Also good. Ooh, for prenatal care before babies are born.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can, Eileen, if you can, or Eileen, I'm saying that name wrong. Yeah, Ileana.
Yeah.
Ileana.
Okay, you could have just. Thank you for letting me. I jumped under the bus and that. No, it's fine.
I was looking.
Ileana, I'm sorry.
Thank you for showing us that. So I'm interested.
If there's any consolation, you just keep
Ileana. That's my business partner with Mother's Infusions,
and she's now mad at me because I fucking butchered her name.
Oh no.
No, she knows. She's like, he's sitting next to Eric. Eric's just gonna keep feeding him weed and just keep smoking. Like, you guys don't understand. If there is a hippie white version of Snoop Dogg, this is the guy. This guy is just constantly like, dude, seriously. I have to remove the smoke alarm in my studio because we smoke too much weed.
That's definitely my fault.
But at the same time, it's delicious though. This is what, wedding cake?
We just smoked a wedding cake.
Oh man,
that's the last joint was the black water.
Oh man, that stuff it's delicious. That's delicious. It absolutely is. But that actually leads us into another segment of the show called Cannabis Recommendations, y'all. That was the worst transition in the world of transitions. But hey, here we are. So, cannabis recommendations. I think that it would go without saying, y'all, to recommend, basically anything CBD from New England, preferably Boston, okay? To encompass everything. More so if you want a more direct and kind of like hand it to you, you guys check out my girl here. All right, she's doing some huge things. You know what I'm saying? It's what, the CBD candy boutique, or the cannabisgrowingsupply.org and the Christian prayer group. It's just like, dude, she's all over. Those are our cannabis recommendations for today, more specifically. So specific answers, check out anything that our guest, Jessica the Duchess Angeline. Seriously, guys, I can't say enough about her. Jess,
thank you so much.
Personally, from me to you, I would like to go on the record and say that I'm extremely proud of you. Okay.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
You were a pioneer. Okay. And you're helping us kind of do what we want to do. We want to take people like you and the guests that we've had before and the guests that we have coming up and be like, yo, check these people out, y'all. These are who you're going to want to know. You know what I'm saying? These are your pioneers. These are the people that are like, they're not sending you these shameless plugs and be like, yo, pay me on Snapchat. They're not black market at all. You feel me? We made this confession.
Before we run out of time, I just want to touch on the clemency advocacy.
Absolutely.
That Can of Christ prayer group is doing. So what we are doing as a group right now, and if you join, you will be part of this as well. We need more members to be active and to help with this clemency cause. So right now, there are many people across the United States who are nonviolent inmates, and they are in jail currently for life for, like I said, nonviolent cannabis charges, which is outrageous. It is extremely unjust.
Absolutely.
When more and more states are legalizing.
Yep.
Big cannabis companies are making millions of dollars while these people are being left to rot in
prison for something that's deemed essential during a pandemic.
Exactly. And so what we're doing as a group and many other groups, not many, but there are a few other groups who are focusing on this as well. So again, with the whole squeaky wheel idea, we're joining we are joining as well. So what we're doing is we're writing our own letters. We're reaching out to all of these inmates to minister to them, encourage and pray for them, and to help not spread, but share's the word, to help share any clemency petitions that they have going on. After COVID is over, I have big plans to go and advocate in person. I want to go to Washington, D.C. and speak and talk to the right people about this. But they need your support. Put yourself in their shoes, and you would be begging everyone to help get yourself released. And we just need to encourage them and show support that they're not forgotten.
Absolutely. Yes. And that's the thing, like, we're huge supporters in what is it? It's called the Last Prisoners Project.
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. Yes.
I support that. I've been following Stephen D'Angelo with that. I really have.
Awesome.
I know he's West Coast. I know we're East Coast, but it's basically the same damn thing, y'all. Cannabis.
I would love to meet him. I'd love to speak
absolutely.
with him.
I'd like to I just want to see his little like his hair in person. I know that's weird. I'm not going to touch it. I just want to be like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Now, I do have to tell you something really, really cool. We actually have a guest coming up latter November. You're going to love this. And I'm telling you this live now because it's been confirmed and you're really going to appreciate this. But his name is Ryan Bayshore. He got locked up for a marijuana offense, nonviolent marijuana offense here in Michigan, and just got released when Whitmer did that Governor Whitmer said nonviolent crimes, and she released everybody.
Nice.
Or it was a few years ago or something. We're going to get that entire story. Then he started Redemption Cannabis in Michigan. Then he started the Smoke and Rope podcast. This guy just said, all right, and killed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So I say that now because I want to shout out to that. That he would absolutely agree with you, and I definitely connect y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to PC, I don't think he's been there yet. I don't know enough about him. I'm learning more.
Right.
Everything I learn.
I'm learning too.
Exactly. He'll go with you. He seems like a person to be like, you know what? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know him personally, just from what I've heard. He's just like, you know what? That's great. Hang on a second. Let's go. And it's definitely a person you want on your side with this because, like you said, the more people out there, being squeaky wheels, if you will, the more grease we're going to get. If that makes sense.
Exactly.
It works.
Some grease monkeys.
And hearing things like that actually brings us to one of our last segments called Daily Positivity. Little Greg the Brain action there as usual. Now, this segment's where we share something that helps us shake off the mental anguish that we've been subjected to. So we kind of, share about how we got through all the mental, bullshit and got to this point. And we include cannabis in that because let's face it, all of us here have that in common. We've been through some mental bullshit and used cannabis as a segue to try and heal from this. So what, Jess, I ask you, what is a trial or tribulation that you've overcome with cannabis? I'm sure we've already heard about many, but I want to, if you want to touch on one. Now, is that a daily battle or a struggle for you?
It used to be. And then, everyone has their hills and valleys that they go through. So yes, I would say recently, I am using cannabis to get through the anxiety that I have going on right now. And when was it? The end of August, I had my fifth head injury from another car accident. None of which, for the record, no accident I've ever been involved in has been my fault.
That didn't help me. Don't ride in a plane with you.
I can drive. No, I'm safe on a plane. But I can drive. Other people
because now I just think you're a walking Final Destination. I'm sorry, but that's just
Lord of mercy. No,
I know. Okay.
No. But yeah, definitely. Definitely this year.
Yeah, no.
I use CBD and I smoke most days.
Okay. Yeah. No. Perfect. And so with that, when you smoke, you always look for something that just makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it, folks. You know, you heard it here first. Definitely, you know, look for happy things, man. If you keep looking for like just reason to be mad, you're going to be mad. Like it's you know, consider it. What's that? Give me a. I just had it. The tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, if you will.
Right.
It's it's gone. It's gone. No,
it's okay. I have some positivity.
Absolutely. So it's
to share.
Positivity is good. No, it's going to bother me now.
What you got for us, Jessica?
Yeah. Sorry, let's do that first.
I would just like to tell everyone listening that God hears every single word that you say, and that He cares for you with an everlasting love that will never die. And that's all you need to know. That's all you need to remember when you're feeling down and out. Just remember that.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. And that's just it. You know, draw positivity and lessons from things that you believe in. Okay. In this case, more specifically, y'all, Christianity. Okay. Now I got a cousin. We got a little bit of time left, so I want to tell you this story. Okay. Because I put my foot in my mouth, and instead of apologizing to him, I'm going to call him after this show and apologize to him. His name is Jeffrey Forrest, McKenzie, Tennessee. When we were younger, he went off, you know, to I call it preacher school. I don't really know exactly what you call it, but he wanted to be ordained. Okay. From what I understand it, he was. Okay. Now, I do know he goes to church every Sunday. You know, he does. He's a good old boy. He does what he's got to do. All right. He sent me a message, and I'm going to pull it up just so I, you know, can real quick, you know exactly what I'm saying. But he asked me, he goes, do you know who Edward Snowden is? And we was talking about that. And I was like, all right, cool. He told me about the Netflix thing, and he was just talking a little bit.
I still need to watch that.
Exactly. I watched it. It you know, it is what it is. And I told him my thoughts on it. I was like, listen, you know, I can't confirm or deny that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And so he asked me, he goes, well, why don't you agree with politics? Because he knows this. I told him, I was like, listen, they're needed. They're necessary evil. I don't like it because some person I've never met in my life that I don't know is speaking for me. And I don't like that. That's what I said. And he goes, all right, cuz I love you, but Jesus spoke for you and you never met him. I go, all right, dude, you can't. Anything I say, right? Anything I say, dude. My point is, he knew how to grab that Jesus baseball bat and just whack across my face. I can't come back to that. Anything I say, you know, from henceforth on, it's considered sacrilegious, and I'm a heathen, you know, and that's just it. But there's a
way to talk.
Oh, you know,
God, I never want to be that type of person to shove anything down anyone's throats.
I'm just saying, if anybody's shoving, he gets to. Okay. That boy's put in the time. I believe him. You understand? He never dear me. There's been many times I went to go visit in Tennessee and didn't want to pay for a hotel. He absolutely refused. He's like, you're coming to stay at my house. I don't give a shit what you said.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't turn my back on my family down there, and I refuse to. You understand? We can all live in harmony. But I will tell you this. My hometown don't need 47 churches. I left and there was 2. That's all we needed. We don't need I'm telling you, stop popping churches up. I'm joking. Do whatever you got to do. Pray wherever you want to pray. That's fine. I'm just saying, like,
to each their own.
Exactly. Thank you for saving me there. I was kind of just digging myself a little bit. Yeah.
I told you before we went on that I wanted to make an announcement.
Oh no, you didn't? I thought you already did.
No, I didn't.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. I mean,
so I would like to announce here that it's time for me, and I feel that it's time for me in my personal life. But by the end of this day, I will be the official pastor, certified pastor of Canon Christ Prayer Group.
Yes,
that's fantastic.
That's that role.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Oh shit! Now he's gonna be like, yeah, that's right. You had a pastor. No, that's not. I love that. That's fantastic. That's awesome. I'm even more prouder of her. That's not even a word, but I'm using it.
I love it.
Of you now.
Thank you so much. So
you need to flex that. That takes time and dedication. Seriously, it really does.
So-
And it shows discipline.
so help me work through this new role.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Do you think-
Absolutely. You know,
Do you
definitely.
think my title will be Reverend Duchess Jessica Angeline of
Ooh.
Catarianburg, Lady of Cary, Strandhill, and Roscommon? Or is it, which comes first, the Reverend or Pastor or Duchess?
You know what? Here's how I'm going to do
the
this.
Rev Duchess,
Check this out. Here's how we're going to do this. Nope.
Pastor
Nope.
Jessica.
Here's
I
how we're
need to
going
be
to do this.
Pastor. Reverend is
Watch
too
this.
old.
So, Jeffrey Forrest, Jeffrey David Forrest of Mackenzie, Tennessee. All right, here is your redemption, okay? Here is your redemption. Not only are we going to put you on, in touch with Miss Jessica so you can help, because he'll spread the word there in Tennessee. What you know what I'm saying?
I think Pastor needs to come first because
We're going to let Jeffrey answer this. I agree with you. I
feel
don't
like
know.
Pastor
I don't
is
know.
above the
Jeffrey, please help us here. Like,
It's
I
more,
know he
yes,
knows
it's
the
more
answer.
important.
Yeah,
He'll know the answer to it. I have no clue. I can't. I want to answer that.
No, it sounds
No.
funny. I'm gonna have to work on it.
Pastor, Duchess, Jessica, Angeline, and then the rest of
No. Okay. It's Pastor Jessica Angeline,
Okay.
Duchess of Catarianburg, Lady of Cary, Strandhill, and Roscommon.
There you go.
That is beautiful.
There you go.
There it is.
Man, it's got to be a long title.
Amen.
Such a powerful
Amen.
woman.
God's favor.
Talk about walking into the locker room and just laying it out. That, you know what I mean? That's you can't compete with that, y'all.
Well,
But it's not a competition. You're
it's
absolutely
not a
terrible.
competition. No, it's not a
No.
competition.
No,
But it's also about being proud of yourself.
absolutely, and that's
It's about, I love the quote I saw recently. What is it? Self-confidence is not about thinking. It's not about walking into a room thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about finish it.
I think
I'm
it's
having
about being
a
your best
concussion
self.
moment.
Knowing you're doing your best and
It's about
knowing
being
that.
confident in yourself, not
Correct.
Yeah.
not comparing and competing against others. Like I said before, I'm so proud of all of the advocates that I work with, or I should say I work alongside of. We all come together as one voice. And so it's not about me. It's not about an individual.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
And I think there can be a fine line between like healthy competition and unhealthy
absolutely.
competition.
I'm not a competitive person.
Oh no, I have an idea for you. Since you're now, I want to say newly ordained, if you will, or you're now the official pastor of.
Today I will be, yes.
How about this? How about we work with you, because we're creating a network here so we don't have any Sunday morning programming.
I would love that. That would keep me accountable for myself,
Let's do it. Let's do it. We could call it the Can of Christ prayer group. We can call it that. We can call it.
It is what it is.
Exactly. No, it's absolutely fine. We will help you. I want to help you do it. I really do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. And I would like to say, I appreciate everyone who's in the comments watching.
A lot of great comments, dude. Like there's a ton.
I can't see them, but I will see them. I'll read them all later. But I don't know Cassandra Cole, but thank you so much for everything you've said, and I appreciate you.
I gotta give a big shout out to Cassandra Cole. She's a close friend of mine. She's an awesome woman, and I met her through Mothers Infusions and with our products. It's something that's helped her out greatly with the different pain rubs, especially and things that I make. And
Ileana, not mad.
Ileana, I gotta give a big shout out to her too. She's helped me through so many things.
Yes, thank you so much.
Sister of mine.
Nice to meet all of you.
Sister of mine.
I love
so much to everybody else as well.
I love all of what I'm hearing. That brings us to the last segment of the show, y'all. Happiness. That's my point, y'all. Happiness, positivity walk hand in hand. Happiness in 5 words or less. Miss Duchess, go.
Lord of mercy, don't put me on the spot here.
That was a lot of words. There's a lot of words.
Happiness is possible. happiness is attainable.
I'm good with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's two different ones. Yeah, that's good. I see how she did that. Absolutely.
No matter what you've been through, happiness is possible.
Happiness is I love it. I love it. Eric, what do you got?
Happiness is having faith in yourself and the universe.
8 words.
Having faith in yourself and the universe is one word.
He just jammed it together. He's like, and screw dictionaries. You know? Oh, man.
Have faith in the universe.
You know, it really sucks going last on these things because it's like you hear yours. All right, that's great. You hear yours. You did. Oh, shit. Now I got to compete with both y'all.
Okay, what's your take?
Smoke weed every day, y'all.
Smoke weed. Be
every day, y'all.
Yeah. All right.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
All right. Well, this has been an excellent show. You guys, I learned a lot today.
Yeah,
I learned a lot today.
Yeah, thank you
I
so
really
much,
did.
Jessica. It was so great meeting you today. It was
Thank
awesome.
you so much. It's so nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
This was an absolute blast.
The Cannabis Prayer Group, and go check out the where else do I find your products online again? It was the
CBDCandyBoutique.com and CannabisGrowingSupply.org.
Fantastic. She's on Instagram, y'all. She's on Facebook. Check her out. The Duchess, as we're gonna call, our favorite friend. She's gonna have a new segment on Deliciously Dope TV, doing a prayer group every Sunday morning, or however we can figure that out, guys. This is gonna blow up. You're gonna see her all over the world, y'all. Dude, I had a blast today. I'm Deliciously Dope, Chef Rodney 117 here with the gorgeous Eric Eating of Mother's Infusions. Y'all just go out and love each other. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.
Cheers.
See you, everybody.